All right, good morning. Sorry we were a little bit late getting started today. Today we're going to go over hair additions. I have a special guest coming in, so she's getting her stuff out of the car. We have Miss Michelle Lee from phase 2 and 3 is going to be here today. She's going to demonstrate some different ways that you can add hair. I remember many years ago when I was at a hair show, I was watching them braid in hair. And the guy was saying, yeah, this will take us about 8 hours to braid this hair into her hair. She's just going to sit here for 8 hours and we're going to make about $500. And I thought, braiding someone's hair for 8 to 12 hours, just standing there braiding for $500. I thought, oh, that's a lot of work, right? I mean, this was many, many years ago. You know, now the techniques have improved and the hair has improved, and you know, the way that people actually put the hair in has improved, but you can braid in loose hair on the scalp. There's a lot of different ways to do it. So Miss Michelle's going to show us some of those. But you know, the size of the base is determined by the thickness of the braid. So you're going to want to figure out just how large of a section you want to put in or how big of a braid you want to have. And there's several different ways. Our book does show us one way to do an off the scalp braid of adding loose fiber in, but Michelle's going to show us a different way. You can also like leave hair out, some hair out, you can put some hair in, you can sew it in, you can like tie it in. Gosh, there's so many different ways. You can actually sew it in too. And just be careful with the needle that you use. There's a special needle that they have for sewing in, a couple of them. There's one that's kind of curved and there's one that's straight. But the stitches are what makes the difference on how you sew it into the braid. So what you do is you like braid the hair, small braids, you know, on the scalp braids, and then you actually sew it in. So there's 3 types of stitches that they use to actually sew it in. There's a lock stitch, there's an overcast stitch, and then there's a wider lock stitch while you go throughout. There's beads that you can use to put the hair in. There is, oh, do you have a needle? Do you have a, oh, you're putting on headphones. There's the, also a lock stitch that you use throughout. The lock stitch throughout reminds me of the stitch that my grandmother taught me on hemming, when you're like hem your pants when they're too long. So it's the same basically type of stitch. Then there's also like the double lock stitch. There's beads, there's glue where you glue wefts in, there's glue where you glue individual strands in, there's actually individual strands that now come with glue on the tip of it. There's like a hot glue gun that you can use. There's a lot of different methods that you can use to actually place this hair in. So what we're going to go over today is, where's she at? The different types of actually putting the hair in. So we're going to get a doll head set up right now. We're live. We're recording. We need you. Come over here. Introduce yourself. Oh, take the mask off. You know.
I do it though.
You can. You don't have to wear it.
Morning, Miss Michelle.
Hey! Oh my God, Miss Michelle!
So this is Miss Michelle. She's a phase 2 and 3 teacher. So those of you that are going to be going into phase 2 and 3, you're going to get her next.
Let me put my glasses on.
Hey!
How's everybody? I see if I recognize it. They don't want to show their face.
Well, there's Leslie. Where's Leslie? You know Leslie. You know Nick.
Yes.
You know Nick. You know Junior. I believe everybody.
Is that Junior?
I believe everybody else you don't know because they're new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Michelle and I used to work together in the shop. And then she came to work here. And then she quit working at the shop. She abandoned me. That's what I tell her.
We work at the shop after 37 years.
She abandoned me.
Tell the whole story.
She abandoned me. I told her I had abandoned child syndrome after she left because I had nobody to play with. She left me. So what kind of doll do you want?
Okay, what we doing?
6 extensions. We're gonna add some hair. So,
So you wanna add hair?
yeah, what kind of doll do you want?
Because see, these are all extensions, you know what falls and all that, right?
Yeah, we already went through that.
Okay.
Like braid some hair in,
That's another grade.
braid the hair in, braid the hair in.
You could braid the hair in. You could use, this is braid hair and comes in all different colors.
What kind of doll do you want?
Oh, you want these right there?
Wait, give me this one. I got this style and all this there. We're doing a long one. One of this one.
Anybody familiar with braid hair? I got the red one because you can see it a lot clearer than the brunette colors. See that? You can also take this hair and make a big fat braid. Have you seen those styles? And they can wrap the braid into the hair or make a bun. Y'all look like y'all so happy and excited to be here today. Did everybody have their Starbucks? Oh my goodness.
So you know Ashley too.
Oh.
Ashley's in there.
Mm-hmm. Ah, hey, Ashley. See, they be changing hair colors and styles. I can't wait.
This one, that one?
Yeah, that's okay. Yes.
It's okay, yes, she said. I don't have the right kind of doll for her.
I have a pink one that I want to be.
Okay.
You have a pink one you want to be wearing? Say my specialty. Pick up all this.
I tried to practice with my hair. I said freaking.
All right, so we're gonna start on the bottom. Just gonna get her some strands here. Probably, you know, that same 1/2 inch. What, small or big? Small or big, my dear?
I'm gonna get the other one that I have the extension in. Thanks, Heather. Okay, so I just need a roll. I'm gonna do a corn roll.
Oh, you want to do a little braid?
Yeah, well, actually, you got a rubber band?
I'll get you a rubber band. Turn around.
I
so
could
you
do
can
a
see.
box braid and a
Okay,
corn
so
roll.
turn around, tell me what you're doing. I'll go get the rubber band for you.
I thought that you were doing it. Hi. Okay. You tell them camera shy, I'm just used to standing in front of the classroom. Can y'all see me good? Okay. Thumbs up, I like that. So I know you, ladies and gents see braid style before, of course, right? You seen the cornrows? Have you ever seen when they add the hair in? You ever seen the styles when they have a big cornrow and a small cornrow and a big cornrow? No? Okay, Junior has. He knows what I'm talking about. Okay. Good.
Clip. Right.
I'm not gonna do a cornrow, but this hair is so slick. You know what I mean? I need it. Texture dog is better, but she's too short.
That's all I got.
Got another one.
So this braiding hair is all synthetic. Nothing real about it. This is the kind of hair that you use to make a filler out of. Sometimes too, you might want to stretch it a little bit. Just kind of pull it and stretch it till it gets all out as far as you want it to be.
So they have boxless, they have rubber band boxless braids without the rubber band. But for a beginner, I would start with the rubber band, because see how it keeps the hair together? And then you just keep making little boxes. And then you can see the women and men now, they wearing the single, some of the men wear instead of men buns, they would have the cornrows or the dreadlock artificials, and the tails is faded on the women. They'll get box braids all over, so they look like single braids. So with the first one, you would just wrap it around the rubber band like this and pull, okay? Because for braiding, you need 3 strands, okay? So this will be 1 strand. And this will be 2 strands. So now I'm just twisting it around.
You just twisted it on the rubber band.
Yes, and hide the rubber band.
Yeah, but mine always slips.
This hair is, what you call it?
Slippery?
Yes, okay, that's a good word for
Don't
it.
don't stick to the hair well.
If the hair had more texture, it have more grip and it won't slip as much. You see how the red shows up, especially when you're doing a demo, you know, I get red, green hair, whatever color, just to show up on my demo a lot better.
Would that be considered like an over braid or?
Oh, he's.
Are you crossing strands over or under?
No, well, actually, over braid is opposite than under braid, even though the words are confusing. So this would be more of an under braid, okay? Because the under braid sits on top and the over braid sits under. And you would think it'd
It's
be
opposite.
right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's crossing the strands under.
You got
That's
it?
what you're asking. The strands are being crossed under.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
I mean, you could do it over because when you're doing it like this, it doesn't really matter. It looks the same in the end, but as you're holding it around the rubber band, it might be easier for you to start under.
And by this hair being shorter, the hair on the doll shorter than the extension hair, I could have used more hair and hid this doll hair. See how short it is? And see how much more braid hair I have? Okay. But y'all only have an hour and we're going to move
You would have
fast.
used more extension.
I would have
hair?
used more thicker. I would have put more hair.
Hair into it, okay.
Then it won't be so lumpy, but yeah.
Oh, you'd had a bigger box braids, okay.
Yeah, because when you get down to where the other hair's at, the braid's
It's like
getting
that
smaller.
thin. Okay.
Yeah.
An over braid on this style wouldn't have probably hide the rubber band. Okay, make sense? So with this box braid, you want to make sure you hide in that rubber band because you don't want your client to walk out with them rubber bands on here like she's 6 years old. And those days are over. Rubber bands and knockers and barrettes. All my daughters had those in there. I think that's how I learned how to part so good. Okay, so can you imagine a head full of these? And some braiders or stylists would use the dual clip and part with that. They don't even use a comb. Have you seen that? Do we have one around? Yep.
Yeah, in one of those boxes over there.
I don't do that. I use a regular rat tail for everything. Do I have to braid all into that?
No. Your demo. Yeah, let's put this up here. It might be easier to hold on to.
So how many packages of hair, say you boxed for a whole head, how many packages of hair would you think you would need?
Okay, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Like any other style.
Right.
So somebody with thin, fine hair, I'm not gonna put 8 packs in that hair. First of all, it's gonna weigh it down and the edge is gonna start flowing out. It's too heavy.
On her hair.
So I would only, the density,
Right.
well, if somebody got a lot of density, then you wanna use more packs. Because like I said, to hide this short hair,
You don't need
I would
thicker.
have to use thick. So it just depends. So I always tell my clients, even though I'm not a braider, you know, give me a flat iron and a belt clip. But I would use more hair and it'll hide that.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just do a quick form of this.
We have a braider in our shop. I watch him. His hands are about, I don't know, faster than lightning because
Braiders
his
are
hands
so
are
fast.
so fast.
You know they have to hurt him.
He just stands there.
Yeah.
He's
So out of my years of experience, braiding is good, but it's not enough money for me. I can't see myself spending 3 to 5 hours on a client for $100 and some. That's just me.
It takes a lot of patience. You have to really like to do it because I said it takes a lot of patience. You have to really enjoy doing it because I agree. I'm a braider more than anything, and it does take a long time, but I enjoy doing it. So
Of course, I enjoy doing hair, but it's just like a medical profession. You got all these doctors, but there's some going to specialize in heart, and there's some going to specialize in delivering babies. Okay, so that's where the money lies in your specialties. So you're a braider, and when you get your license, you specialize in braiding because everybody don't do that. But I always do dollars and cents. So in other words, while you still doing that braid, I done knocked 4 or 5 people out. I done made me a G, and you still making $200.
that's how it is at the salon. The owner of the salon that I work at, she does a lot of hair, and I'll still be on that same client the entire
Exactly.
day.
And I done worked with braiders, barbers. I done worked with all kinds of people over 3.5 decades, so I know. So they still braiding, and they doing a good job. And everybody's admiring them. So don't get me wrong. Don't take it the wrong way. You still making money, but I'm going to the bank with my big old fat pocket. Okay, so but you doing the right thing. You on the right path. You in school. Okay, so you made the first step. Okay, so.
There's never a dull moment.
In my classroom, yes, we do. And my students are telling me they like the reality of where Ashley at. I don't know if Ashley. Oh, we being recorded though, huh?
She was there.
Okay, never mind. So this would be, I call it cornrow. What do we call this?
I call it cornrows, yeah.
It's a cornrow.
Okay.
I don't know. What do we call it? A cornrow? Oh, it's a 3-strand on the scalp over braid. How's that?
So for the specialty braider, she probably looking at me and say, "Oh, Miss Michelle, now you know I would not. You better been finished this row, huh?" She ain't even paying no attention.
This is the only way I know how to braid.
Cecilia.
Well, Cecilia.
I seen her name. I couldn't figure out who it is.
Cecilia, she got us on mute.
Yeah.
My daughter did all the time.
Okay. Just trying to figure out who that was. I could do it, but it's not gonna look like that. Yours looks way better than mine.
That's the only way I know how. Braiding on a dog so
So make it
hard.
higher. Taller.
I'm just tilt. Can you tilt it to the side? I just want them to see. Look at that knot. Okay. Other than my knots, can you see the braid?
He's not listening.
I tried to. Did you see how I started that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't see how you started it.
I'll start another one. I was asking the braider. I said she probably would have finished with this braid already, huh?
Yeah.
Let's move. And that's how you can tell when people know what they're doing. They be so fast. They probably braid like this, huh?
My grandmother tells me all the time when like if I do hair at home and my grandmother's there, she always says how my hands are moving so fast. But I'm used to it. I've been doing it for so long.
Right, exactly.
That's good though.
I'd still be like right about here if I got it to stay. And it'd be slipping off the top and everything else. That's where I would be. So I got my friend right here with my guest.
Back in the day, my specialty was press and curl, natural styles, thermal curling. I could press without any oil. I teach my students no oil. The book is
Yeah.
oil.
That's why I'm in school. I really want to get good at that, at like doing the pressing, and because I'm really good, like all the way at natural stuff, dreadlocks and cornrows and weaving and stuff. But I want to get good at everything so that it's more universal. I don't want to be in a salon and I have to turn someone down because I can't do a certain thing, you know?
That's a good point for everybody. Because I'm from the East Coast, and so we specialize on ethnic hair. And then when you move to a place like Modesto, you stuck on stooping and glued to dump. Everybody in the salon is making money. You stand there stuck. So it's good to know everything, so you won't turn down no money.
Yeah, you're not
Okay.
in a box.
It's like my daughter, she could jump on nails, and then she'll jump on hair, and then she'll jump on makeup, and I'll be sitting there like, I guess I could have did that too.
So when you get real good, then you pick and choose what you want to do.
Exactly, and that's where I'm at. I pick and choose what I want to do, and when I want to do it. All right. So he said he didn't see how it starts. I'm just gonna start this and we'll just go.
Oh, it's just like the head where we can go on the head. The waves, yeah.
Oh, and then
Yeah, his waves are so good.
And sometimes they stretch the hair and they pull the hair, but now they got pre-stretched hair. It might be crappier, but I kind of like this one. And start getting the name brands and product knowledge, what you're gonna go over to in school, which is important. Because you're starting to pay, charge professional prices, you don't wanna use, oh, see, that's what I don't do, I just do. Okay, so I'm kind of wrapping this hair around here. And of course, you don't want to cooperate with me. Okay, so I'm wrapping this around here. I'm trying to establish 3 strands again, okay?
So you're taking the artificial hair as one of the strands?
2 of the strands to begin, and then as you start braiding it and weaving it in there, it's going to be 3. Make sense? So the hair
Okay, so that,
1 strand, and then the way you loop it around, you'll have 2 strands of the artificial hair. But once you start braiding, you'll actually have 3 strands. Make sense? The more you do it, you get in class and you start doing your practical, it'll be.
so once you start braiding, when you have the natural hair, you're gonna start taking some of the artificial hair and kind of dividing up that strand and making it another strand. So you'll end up with 3 out of the artificial hair. But you're
okay, so you start with the two with the artificial and 1 with the natural hair. And
Yes.
then once you start braiding, the artificial strand will become 3?
yes, but you have to separate it
Yeah.
and make it a 3rd strand.
See? So that's 1, right? You can see the red. And this is 2, right? And then this is the doll hair. Okay. So now we'll start kind of splitting it up a little bit as I'm braiding. See, I can put my finger in there. Everybody has their own different technique. Once you start practicing, you develop your own style, your own technique, and find some shortcuts. Because a good braider would not have the braid all the way down here. It would actually start up here, okay? But when I'm in my classroom, I'm gonna have an ethnic doll that has more texture to the hair. The hair's gonna be thick. I'm not gonna pick a slick doll like this. What's her name?
I don't know.
Miss Kim. Don't get Miss Kim for a braid, okay? I think it's Michelle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle has the ethnic doll. You wanna try it?
So when you're braiding, that braid is usually at the scalp of the head, right?
Yeah, it's at the scalp now. It's on the scalp. You'll see it as I'm braiding it. This one is free flowing. See there? We call that a single. This right here is on the scalp braiding.
So what is the difference between on the scalp braiding and cornrows?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like anything else. When you get out there and get your license, you're gonna have street language. You know, you're gonna have lingo. But when they're here, you have the professional terminology. Okay, because you're gonna have clients that come in, they're gonna be like, I want a cornrow. And if you don't know the street language, you're gonna be like, what's that? Is that an on the scalp braid? They don't know nothing about that. See what I'm saying? That's your education, but you still have to be knowledgeable about what the terminology. See, they call relaxers to straighten ethnic hair. See, I could take my hair and turn it from this, did you do chemicals yet? And make it straight, right? but they call it a perm. What
Right.
is a perm?
A perm is to make your hair curly, not straight. A relaxer is to straighten it, but African Americans say perm.
Professional with the relaxer, right?
No, perm is short for permanent wave. But we took the perm, the perm and it out and just say perm. And they'll come into the shop and say, I want a perm. And you be like, you want an old school Jerry curl like Boys in the
They want
Hood?
Panda Express. I'm ordering right now.
Panda today? So if you don't know that they mean that they want their relaxer straight, sodium hydroxide versus a perm, which is ammonium thioglycolate, you could be in big trouble.
That's where a good consultation comes in.
Oh, no, I worked with people and I seen,
Do it all the time?
this, black stylist. I use the word black because I'm old school. And she down there putting the Zotos in her client. Does everybody know what a Zoto is or a platinum?
Oh, no.
Okay, so y'all gotta get to your product knowledge. That's a permanent way that you get in a box at Sally's or
And that's what she.
Cosmo, and that's what she started to put in until the senior stylist opened her mouth. Said something. I just went to the owner and said, girl, you know she putting the Zotos in her hair? And she was like, what? Yeah, like that. That's how that happened. So, stop. Look, I ain't one to gossip. You ain't heard it from me. Like that girl get ready to put a Zotos in an African American hair.
But you didn't hear her.
And I don't think that sister gonna be too happy when she get done. Woo. I'm sorry. I'm the same way you meet me today. I'll be the same way until you graduate.
It's been that way ever since I've known her. How long have I known you now? What,
Woo. 6, 7,
7 years, 8 years, something
5,
like that?
6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Who do you appreciate?
Michelle.
I need to put my tooth in it. Is that recording? I don't like it.
Right.
Who watches this?
Students.
Oh.
Me.
Are y'all awake? Did y'all? Okay, so do not judge me, okay? See, these are corns. See how they are on the scalp versus this is loose? I don't like when I don't have.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
they
don't talk to
don't.
you.
They don't.
Oh, I need my classroom back. Okay, but y'all see.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You make me laugh.
Are they in phase one?
They're both.
Oh, okay. Any questions?
None.
That braid that you did, that braid that you did on the scalp, wouldn't that consider a fish braid as well or no?
Oh, no, that's different. Woo.
Yeah.
That's different.
It looks
That's when they
totally
lock
different.
it like a two-straight.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the one? And then they had the 5-strand one. Oh, yeah, you're gonna go.
The fish one's 2 strands, yeah.
Mhm.
A fish bone.
That's when you want to take like long hair clients, when they want long hair design, I would recommend on that, you know, when they gather all the hair together and put, it'll look too skimpy on a, you know, a little section like this. Okay. Did they get into different hair extensions? Cause that's what I'm. Go ahead.
You go right ahead. You do it.
Oh, this is mine.
Oh,
Sorry.
I got one like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
I'm bad.
Oh, I got it. I know.
So, also extension here. Are you familiar with Remy? Okay, so this hair, you see it comes in a little box, will start at about 100. Lord have mercy, Jesus. It will start at about $100 and something and up, depending on the length. Is everybody familiar with extension hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Longer the hair, you get 20 inches. You talking? That's probably another $50. But anyway,
That's the money right there.
you see the feel of this hair is just unbelievable.
Oh, it feels snap. That feels so good.
The wefts are so sewn together that it's hard to get a needle through it. You have to go under the weft. Okay, they got special needle that's really, really pointy that you can get in there, but now they just say go under the weft. Okay, So this is women that just want a few tracks in, okay? And they don't want to do the lace wigs, but now you got all these lace wigs, these 360-degree wigs. It don't make sense to sit in there for 4 hours and pay $300 and just buy a front lace wig. Can everybody wear a front lace wig? No, but they try. So basically, they still need us. Okay. This is a closure. Years ago, we make our own closure. Now you can buy the closure when you do a wig. I just wanted to show you. See, it has the part in it and everything. Okay.
That makes it so much easier, those closures.
Yes, it does. And
It saves a lot of time.
Once again, I guess I was going through a red phase, but they have hair weave and human hair weave in all different colors. So I just wanted to show you, see? Any color you want now, red, blue, all right? Mhm. This is a big money-making business. If you're just trying to work a haircut 2,000 or supercuts at $20 to $30 a haircut, and you're gonna be working all day, 30 cuts a day just to make some money, and you could do one weave for starting at $200 and some and up. And of course, if you're in LA, you could probably get a G or two, especially if you get one of them celebrities. All you need is one celebrity that put your name out there, and you already got a good clientele, okay? And it doesn't have to be a celebrity. It could be somebody that got a good profession. I done worked on doctors and travel and lawyers. And once your name get out there, you get that reputation, you don't have to advertise no more. I don't have to advertise no more. But I'm doing teaching now. But I'm just saying, when I was out there, people would call me because you get referrals. Okay. But you have to keep that reputation up. You can't have your client waiting outside in the parking lot for an hour. These are true stories.
I have a needle if you want for me to show. You were talking about the needle that you use to go through that. It looks like this. I don't know if you guys can see it.
You have that needle? It's real pointy. Let me see. Is it the curved one?
Yeah, I can't work with the straight one.
Yeah, I have something like that. These are wig caps. You can get them in different colors to match your skin tone. Okay, some people still might have to put some makeup on that part, but that's kind of advanced. I mean, once you get in my class with wigs, we'll talk about that. So in phase one, you do wigs with what? In phase one, you do yarn and stuff. And my class is not on the curriculum, but I step it up a notch. And I ask my students, if you bring in your own hair, I'll show you how to make your own wig. Okay? And most times I have scraps, so we can make it with that. But anyway, I think it's fun because this way, I have, like she had a needle, I have tons of them. Needles and clips. So you can put extensions in with glue. This is hair bonding glue, okay? This is your thread that you'll sew it in if you decide to sew it in. And this is the latchkey hooks. If you want to do crochet, I would also show that too when you get in my classroom, okay? This is when you take an individual hairs and you latching it into the braid, and the women have a full head of hair without going through the sewing and the weave and stuff. Okay?
Teaching how to dread too? With the
I don't dread.
You don't dread?
Dread, no, you don't have to. No, I don't. See, I could have been more prepared. I'm just trying to find my tape. Because you could tape the hair too, but I really don't like the tape. It don't stay.
It's in the thing right there.
You see it?
They have crochet dreads now.
Huh?
They have the crochet dreads.
Yeah, they are. Crochet dreads. You could crochet afro, you know, if you want to.
Yeah.
This is the tape. So I just want to show you. You can tape the hair on. You can glue the hair on. and you could sew the hair on. Now there's two different kind of threads too. This is the nylon thread. I like this because it doesn't pull the hair. This right here is the cheap version. Okay, you can see it when you unravel it. It's kind of fuzzy. I would use this for my dolls and my wigs. But if I'm weaving hair into a client and I want to tear up their hair, I would use a nylon thread. Okay. And it's good. I mean, when you're really into it, you can get your little pin cushion to put your needles in. All right. Oh, thank you. Oh, did I show you the clips? Okay. Do you see those clip-on hair extensions? Okay. Well, sometimes they don't have the color you want. They already have the clips on, and you could take the little individual rows. It's usually maybe like 8 to 10 rows, different sizes, and you could clip that into your hair and have an instant weave. But sometimes they might not have the color you want. You can make your own and sew your own clips on to the hair color you want.
That way too.
Yeah.
To make your own.
Because when you bleach unprocessed hair, I don't care what the instructions say, if you go too light, it's gonna melt. It's gonna disintegrate. So it's better to start off with the color that you want, you know? All right. Any questions? Okay, let me show you a ponytail. So say if you want a quick look without all that weaving, you can get these instant drawstring ponytails, see? Put it on your hair and just draw it. Okay, I have one in a day, I have no shame. Okay, it's a drawstring ponytail.
Well, looks good.
All right. Now back in the day, we would take a weft of weave hair, roll it on your big perm rods, put it in the microwave, and you had to have it on that right temperature because if it was too high, your rubber bands would break, and your client would be upset because she's trying to figure out what's taking you so long back in the break room. She don't know that you're trying to make her an instant drawstring. So you take that weft of hair. After you get the hair in a nice bun and you wrap it around, and after that they came up with a drawstring. Don't think we was upset because all that work we had to do. Also the flat iron, remember? Now you got the flat iron, the ceramic into titanium. We used to take the old school Marcel irons, turn them upside down, and pull that hair with that. And then somebody came out with the flat iron. I just wish I knew all these inventors' name and number. So I could have got some stock into that, boy. But anyway, any more questions? 15 minutes. Okay, I went over the wig caps. Went over that. She took my other thing. She took my other thing. So how many of you are interested in braiding? Besides the braider. Oh, okay. Oh.
Me.
Huh?
Heck yeah, that's extra cash.
Exactly. And what about weaving? Because if you like to braid, then you should love to weave. Because once you get that pattern down, the rest is just sewing. And every time you sew, say to yourself, $20 plus $20 plus $20. Look, you get a rhythm. It's a rhythm. You gotta go like this. This is another wig cap. So I could take this. I'm unprepared because this was last minute that I was asked to come and be a guest speaker. So that's all right. I'll be ready for y'all the next time. We got recorded this so I can put their names down, right? So you take this and you put this on your client, right? Not on her face though. Put it on. And then you could sew the crochet hooks through this and make a wig using crochet hair. Okay? Because a lot of people, like me, between age and stuff, you start losing your edges. See that? That's why I got this hair going down here like this. Okay? And a professional will tell their client, you know what, your edges are starting to get thin. I think you need to do a protective style to give your hair a break. Now, money-hungry people will keep on going. The next thing you know, that client got full alopecia. and now she gotta get medical help. So you to be professional, if you start seeing a little thinning or anything, come up with some, these are the other ideas that you could come up with. Okay? Okay.
I can't be alive. It take a special person like me. She does a wonderful job.
So
This is what you talk to.
you have the other pieces, you have like a fall or
Yeah.
we show you
Why don't you
have
have it put it back?
the cap or the capless there. What do you got those two?
Okay, no. I do have some, but not this.
Oh, that's the capless one. It's kind of both, right? Because you got the cap at the top. So I'm talking about those wigs that are cap and capless wigs. The construction of this one is both. This is both cap and capless. I almost put that on my head right now.
I like it.
So
This is a ponytail piece.
that's a ponytail, but if you look at the construction of this one, I'll pull it off, just show this. If we look at the back here, this is the capless part where the wefts are sewn in. If you look at the front up here, how this is solid, this is like a cap here, and it's made in that type of construction so that it looks more natural when you put it on. Where'd it go?
Do I have time to get my wig block in?
Okay, we got 15 minutes. So if you put it on, if you were to style this in the front of the head here, this will look very natural compared to that. And then the back looks really cool with this hanging down, right? I know y'all want to wear this style. But in the back here, you know, it's a little, if you separate it, you can actually see the wax. But if you separate it in the front, you can't. And that's just the difference in the construction of the way that they're made. So, you know, if it has the cap all the way around, of course, it's going to be, you know, a little bit fuller in the back as far as the top goes. But they made this really good at the top right here where
You
it
can't see it at
closes
all.
together. I guess it should be more back here because that would be the crown area. I think Miss Michelle should wear this one.
Yeah, I do
It's
too.
cool, huh? I just put this on myself. Should I try it on?
Yeah, to put it on those.
Showing looks so stupid. Doesn't even fit my big old head. How do I look? Should I dye my hair black? Ow. No, not my color?
No,
Okay.
definitely
Doesn't even fit my big old head. Told you I had a big head yesterday. That was really tight on my big fat head. So, also this right here has these little, latches here, so you could actually pull it and make it tighter or make it looser, but this is as big as this one actually goes, so yeah. It's not gonna fit my fat head. I told you I had a big head. There's also the extensions that you can use with the beads. Have you seen the beads where you put the beads in and you almost just like crimp them with the pair of plier looking type things?
Kind of like
Where you
wax.
put them in. That little hook that she has for the crochet actually works really well because you can put the bead on the end of it. And then you just latch the hair through it. You slide it off that hook and then you just crimp the bead. And they're all individuals. Actually, this would probably be kind of big for one of those individual pieces, but they have all the different ones there.
Okay, we only got a few minutes. I just want to show you real quick. This is called a wig block. This is what you would actually make your wigs on. Okay, you see the wig pins? That's what you would stick your cap on and so you could be sewn. Okay, these are wig stands. Okay, here, got a few of those. And
I think you should wear the short one for the first day.
wait a minute, it's too hot. I wear my wigs in the fall. It's too hot now. Between that and private summers, it's too much. But I made this wig over the quarantine break. I'll just get my pen out and I can show you. Why am I so all over the place? Because you told me I ain't got that much time. So now I'm trying to rush. Look, I done stuck myself, but I ain't gonna cry in front of these students. Be careful you don't stick yourself with a wig pin.
Or a T-pin. Also known as a T-pin.
Oh, I gotta cry that time. How many of you want to make money and have fun at the same time? Nobody? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So, I got the wig, the wig cap that you just buy from the store. Make sure you get a size that's gonna fit your head. Okay.
Do you use the fitted cap or you use the one that has the adjustable straps on it?
No, I like the one with just the band. See that? It's more comfortable to me. All the way around is a band. See there?
Yeah.
No, nothing you could pull or anything. I made sure it's custom made, so I made sure it fit my head. And this is with the wig block. You measure your client's head, and then you can use it over here. I got, this is not the biggest one either. These come in 3 sizes. This is the medium one, because I figured it'd be more average. But this cap right here is extra large. And I don't like that closure where you hook, because the hook sometimes gets in, it gets in the way. But if you look all the way around, it's a band, and then this is the closure. So when you go like this, see my part? Mm-hmm.
Looks really good.
And I use the body wig, but so I put it on this. Can you hold it?
I've never seen that band before.
Oh, you be in phase 2 and 3, you'll see it. Oh, he's a barber. Can you hold that middle? Here you go. Yep.
Oops, I just shortened your thing, sorry.
It don't usually take this long to put on. Okay, I made the whole damn wig over there. Okay, she got a big head. Oh,
This girl got some big old head.
Connie, why do you think came from?
I'll type it up.
Anyway,
This girl got some big old head.
so while you sitting in your living room watching Netflix, I'm just giving examples, whatever y'all watch. I set this, because you could lower your tripod. I had my tripod low. I sat on my couch. I was comfortable, had my remotes, my ceiling fan remote, everything I needed right there. And it took me about 3 days only because I took my time. But I could get $300 for a custom made wig. And they buying their own hair. I'm not buying hair. Okay, so if they want to buy cheap hair or good hair, that's up to them. That's not my problem. I'm charging $300 to do the custom made wig. And I'm doing it while I'm sitting in my living room watching Netflix, Amazon Prime, or whatever I want to watch. That's my point. Okay? In between your regular job at the salon, you do this on the side. It's a side hustle. Okay? And custom made wigs start at $300. And tell you right now, they're not that popular in this area. People have to send out to Detroit and LA and different places like that to order them. Okay, I'm not talking about a ready-made one that you go to the store and just get off the shelf that sometimes might fit your head. You see them ladies when you can still see the hair color coming up underneath here? Or they got it slid back? Okay, this is actually will fit your customer's head. That's why you could charge so much for it. Okay, there's women and men out there that have cancer, alopecia, the hair never gonna grow back. It's easier said than done. Just sit in my chair, I'll grow your hair. It's not the case all the time. Okay, so this is another service that you can add to your list of services. Okay.
It looks so good
Yeah.
on my hair.
Now they got it. So you have to bleach this out, but now they got closures that's already pre-bleached.
Okay.
But everybody's skin tone is different, so sometimes you might still need to bleach it a little lighter. Just like those caps I showed you come in different colors now.
You said the wigs, the homemade wigs. You said it'll take you about 3 days. Well,
It took me 3 days because I was.
You can finish that in hours. It doesn't take 3 days.
No, it just takes a couple hours. I was just giving you an idea because, I'm on quarantine, a little bit depressed because I can't go to work and you can't go outside and you can't do the club and you can't do, So, yeah, so I moped and then I went back to it and did a little bit more. But normally it would just take a couple hours if you got that much time. But how many of us
3 hours.
at the salon all day or going to school? I'm just saying, this is what you do on your off time. I got a neighbor he works on old school cars, and now he got it started. But did he do it right? You know what I'm saying?
Side hustle, good
That's his
side
side
hustle.
hustle.
And
Yeah.
with the closure, it's even faster because the closure takes up most
Yes.
of the space, so you don't have to sit there. And if you're doing a homemade closure, it takes a little longer and it's a little harder. But with those closures that already come like that, it's saves a lot of time.
Exactly. And another thing, we did those old school clothes. Like I said, it takes a lot of time. And it's sometimes when you try to get that needle up in the middle to pull it through.
Yes,
you
it's
got-
hard.
and then we tried the glue. We tried the partless, the glue one. When you sew everything else, and then you do this way, and do that one that way, and do that one that, the invisible part.
Yeah.
The invisible part, glue one. So yeah, there's all kind of ways to do it, but time is money in this profession. Like I said, you don't want to waste a lot of time, but this is an off hours job or a hobby.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, I just wanted to show you. And I got another one in the making. I have a client that wants me to do, she gets the crochet braids, but like I said, her hair edges started getting thin. So she get the hair, I'm gonna make her the same look with the crochet braids. Yeah. And then she has number 41. Does anybody know the colors yet? Well, 41 is that gray that everybody and the grandmama and everybody got. And for some reason, that 51. But it's not that easy to find in nice styles. So she definitely have to get a custom made one, is my point. Any questions? Okay. Well, of course, this is an hour Zoom. When we have more time, we can get more in depth. All right?
Right, so our time's about up. Again, sorry we got on so late today. Everyone thank Miss Michelle for staying later and helping us out. And
Thank you, Miss Michelle.
Thank you.
you.
I miss y'all. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I got so
I
much.
miss you too.
Huh?
I miss you too. I can't wait to come back to school.
Good. We're ready to learn because I got some stuff to teach you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm excited to meet you too because I love making wigs and it seems like you have a lot of techniques that I still need to learn.
Oh, good. We can learn together. My students teach me some stuff too. Y'all be on this YouTube and this and that. We can't be on.
I make wigs every day.
Be on the YouTube, but you could come and say, "This is what you learned." And see that was. We on pivot point. Just kidding. Yeah.
okay,
Well, nice meeting you.
so everyone, go get your, what were we having today? Panda. Go get your panda. Yuck, I'm not eating panda. But I'll see you guys back at 1. We'll finish our chemistry. All right. So,
I can't hear you, Connie.
bye.
Bye.
Hey, real quick, I needed to know what chapter we're on.
5.
5, thank you.
Yeah, we're in chemistry.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. See you at 1.
And then that shit, so I'm tired. I'm tired.